everybody. Thanks so much for sending me all these questions. I really am enjoying going through them, and I wanted to take a little bit of time and answer them for you. So some of the first group of questions I have are related to COVID-19 and how it's affecting the themed attractions industry. So how can themed attractions adapt and thrive in the era of COVID? Wow, great question and really relevant. I think one of the things that we're seeing is a lot of touchless technologies, stringent cleaning, social distancing. I would also recommend that as an industry, we take a look at Asia. They have really fought with viruses for a lot longer than we have. And I think that they can give us a lot of indications of what works and what doesn't work. I think for a while, we're going to be stuck with masks and washing our hands. And I think those are things that we're just going to be stuck with. But I believe that the next generation of theme park designers and attraction creators, that's you guys, will come out of the era of COVID-19 having graduated into this. And I think you will have probably some of the greatest ideas and inventions and ways to bring themes and entertainment to a new level within this area of the pandemic. So I'm looking forward to that. What type of effect will COVID-19 have on the operation of theme parks and cruise ships? Will that be a cause to reduce future expansions due to reduced bookings? And I think that's just a reality. We've never really seen before ever in this industry or others a time when so much of the world was actually shut down. And economically, it's been a big challenge. Recently, when you see companies like Universal and Disney laying off people, I think that's a reaction to the crisis. We do have most parks are reopening. We do have seen now some parks in Asia and in Saudi Arabia that are now building and expanding. Parks in Europe are doing the same thing. So I think that bodes really well for the industry as a whole. But like things, I was going to say like things like this, but there's never been anything like this before. It's just going to have to take time to really sort this out and figure out how it's going to go. We now know that cruise ships won't be sailing until September 30th, or I should say taking bookings until September 30th of this year. That's 2020. So we'll see that the cruise industry is pushing that out quite a bit further. I don't think that the industry will go away. I don't think there's any worry about that, but it will take time to recover. Another question that you've asked, is there more importance on having connected or virtual experiences? I know we're seeing that a lot in schools and in businesses alike, where people are doing a lot more calls from home. And I believe this question refers to, can we do themed experiences virtually? And I think that there's definitely a place for that. You look at companies like The Void, who has those kinds of virtual experiences. However, that's still a place that you have to go to. I think that virtual experiences like in game consoles, VR, and those types of immersive experiences could be very good. Those technologies are currently used in theme parks, and trying to find a way to leverage them so that they actually are at home. It's a careful balance, right? These themed entertainment companies like Disney, Universal, Merlin Entertainment, they've got collectively billions and billions of dollars invested into physical properties that require you to come. Trying to augment those into virtual experiences, I think, could somewhat undermine that idea of a location that's been built that you, as a guest, will travel to. It'll have to be a careful balance. I don't think that virtual experiences will ever replace actual experiences. There's something super magical about being immersed in a themed environment. You guys know this. You love these theme parks and attractions all over the world, and you know that it could never be substituted with a virtual experience. A great question came through that asked, how do I stay motivated and present in the industry during slower periods of time like this, like what we're experiencing right now? So I think as a creative, it's super important to stay motivated, to stay inspired. Inspired to me is a little different than motivation, and I'll explain it. Motivation comes when you are on a project and it's grinding, it's difficult, and you have to keep up a level of energy that keeps everybody focused and reminds everybody in the team about the goal and staying motivated. Now, if you're not working and you need to stay motivated, I totally understand that as well. I would suggest that you study and learn new things, that you explore, that you would follow your passions. If you're an illustrator, an artist, photographer, anything like that, I would explore those things and start creating more, learning more, and that can only help you in the future. Now, staying inspired, I think, is also critically important as a creator, a content generator. And people can be inspired for many, many different things. I mean, for example, I love automotive design, I love architecture, I love travel, places all over the world. And those are the things that inspire me and allow me to keep pouring out creatively. I think you should find the thing that you really love and dive into that thing, whatever it is, and that alone will inspire you and keep you fired up. Right now, so many theme park companies have virtual experiences and photography of all of their locations, and it is a way to, stay inspired about those venues. So I would encourage you to do that too. Another great question. Any advice on how to make yourself and your education valid when most of it is self-taught? Boy, I love this question because my education is self-taught as well. I think the reality is that you should never stop learning. I think that to some degree, even if you have a degree coming out of a university, which is not bad, that's fantastic, I think that you should develop a love of learning and you should apply that in your entire career. That's true probably of every single career. But even somebody like a doctor or a lawyer, when they have that degree, they still have to bridge that into practicing, right? And it's the same in the theme and entertainment industry. If you're an architect, an engineer, the moment you set foot into a project team and start working, that's when you really start learning how to apply your skills, everything that you've learned, and make that happen on the project team. Now, if you're self-taught, you're going to be just fine because you're going to fill yourself with every bit of information that you could possibly find. And once you get a job in the industry, you're going to keep learning. I think that's fantastic. I would definitely recommend that you go for it. Learn as much as you can, learn from everybody that you can, and apply it every way that you can, and enjoy it and never stop learning. What would be your strongest piece of advice to a student who is working their way up in the industry? Wow, that's a great one, because I really firmly believe that your reputation is the most important aspect of your career. It's your brand. It is the story of you. So every time you're in front of a group of investors, you're pitching a story, you're trying to get hired on a team, that becomes your story. You are really putting your brand out there of who you are. And how you build your reputation in this industry really is contingent on how you perform, how you work, how you partner. What kind of person are you? Do you have a really big head? Are you super arrogant and hard to get along with? Might be a little more difficult for you. If you're a team leader, a cheerleader, you love working with people, you can get ideas from anybody along the path, no matter what their title is, you're gonna do great in the industry. My recommendation would be, don't be afraid of starting somewhere. Get your foot in the door. Meet as many people as you can. Learn as much as you can about the business of themed entertainment. That's critical. You won't be able to design anything if you don't understand how it operates. Remember, it is a business. So when we take those business objectives, wrap them in story and creative vision, that's actually what delivers the final product. So that would be my recommendation to you. To get started in the industry, get started and build your reputation. At the end of the day, it is a very small industry, and the reality is you will definitely meet people that you will work with over and over and over throughout your whole career. Hi everybody, thanks so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the Q&A video. If you did, make sure you click the thumbs up button below and subscribe. Also, please comment down below with any video ideas that you'd like to see from me in the future. I have a lot of content planned, but I'd love to hear from you and make videos that you want to see. I'll see you next time in the studio.